Since Beyblade Burst is finally coming to an end, I thought it would be a fun idea to count down one fact about every unique Beyblade ever released. To clarify, by unique, I mean a unique avatar, so Beyblades like Spriggan, Valkyrie, Ragnarok with multiple evolutions will only be receiving one fact, or else this video would be like hours long, and I don't want to record an hour-long video. But before we start the facts, shout out to the subscribers of the day. Thank you to Spriggan Gaming, Hoya Burst Shorts, and the mythical Nosepass. What an odd Pokemon to choose for your profile. Anyway, these wonderful people became the subscriber of the day by, well, subscribing to the best Beyblade channel on YouTube, besides Beyblade Geeks, of course. So, if you want to be the next subscriber of the day, well, subscribe. Alright, now with that out of the way, let's get started with the facts. Starting with the Beyblade that started it all, Valkyrie. Did you know the prototype design for the original single-layer Valkyrie had a side-facing design that was reminiscent of the dual-layer Valkyrie, Victory Valkyrie? There's also a design on the bottom left that looks kind of cursed with 3 Valkyrie heads, but I'm kind of vibing with the top right one. That one looks exceptional. Mwah. Spriggan is the Beyblade with the most sprigs in the Beyblade Burst series. Storm Spriggan broke against Lost Longinus, Legend Spriggan broke in the manga against Nightmare Longinus, and Chosi Spriggan broke against Phoenix and Phi. Yeah, I mean, Spriggan's just been through a lot, man. Glide Ragnarok is the Beyblade that has had the most owners. Rantaro, Ranjiro, and Ronzo, and they all use the same exact combo, but just slightly different color variations. Also, 2 of those Glide Ragnaroks have been destroyed, so I think that says something about how good Glide Ragnarok is. Trident was the first Beyblade to feature moving parts and a gimmick in its driver. The claw driver had 4 moving claw parts attached to it. Also, Trident was the first random booster prize pay. That is a bonus fact, you're welcome. In the manga, Odin and its owner Orochi were the original culprits for injuring Shu. Orochi just had like such a long reach that in his battle against Shu, he brutally smacked Shu's hand with his metal rings, resulting in Shu having an injured hand. The single-layer horse suit never appeared in the Beyblade Burst manga, even though its owner Hoji did. The single-layer unicorn ring defense was featured in the Beyblade custom set Defense and Stamina. This and the Beyblade custom set Attack and Balance were the first official Takara Tomy products to include painted discs. Minoboros' name is derived from the Minotaur of Greek mythology. The Minotaur had the body of a man, but the head of a bull. It was so dangerous that they had to lock him up in an inescapable maze called the Labyrinth. The Excalibur avatar was originally a giant sword accompanied by 2 phoenixes. However, after evolving into Siege Excalibur, the avatar became a giant robot wielding a sword. Kinda cooler, I'm gonna be honest. Hasbro released its version of Exceed Evil Eye Evipro E2 in a dual pack with Horrorsuit H2. In this pack, Evipro E2 was given a combo with a stamina driver Edge, but Hasbro still mistakenly dubbed it as a defense Beyblade. Nova Neptune was the first Beyblade to ever feature a mode change in its driver. The trans driver had the ability to switch from an attack and stamina mode. The original Chaos is a weird fusion of a single layer and a dual layer. Like most single layers, it has no prefix in its name, but it does have an emblem in the middle of its layer like a dual layer. Not only that, while it's mostly covered by a clear coat of plastic like all single layers, it does have some plastic that protrudes out of it like a dual layer. I don't know what this is. What is it classified as? Yggdrasil Ring Gyro was the last single layer Beyblade ever made. According to the anime, Amaterios was owned by some legendary blader in the past. Zeus was the first Beyblade to not only feature a gimmick inside of its layer, but also feature metal in its driver. The Zeus layer had metal balls that could move freely, and the driver weight featured a giant metal ball tip. And I guess technically there are screws in drivers, so if you want to count that, Zeus was not the first one. The first one would be the first Beyblade ever released. Whatever, I'm gonna move on. In the anime, Quetzalcoatl's owner Quan had a deep history with Excalibur's owner Xander. This led to Quetzalcoatl being designed as a defense-type counterpart to Excalibur. Quetzalcoatl and Excalibur both have one major contact point in their design, and both Beyblades have discs that feature both metal and plastic. Beast Behemoth in the anime has the ability to speed up and gain power as the battle progresses. This is one of the few Beyblade abilities in the anime that has no resemblance to the ability of the actual Beyblade in real life at all. Like, at least Killer Death Scyther's scythe moves. The whole driver on Beast Behemoth has like the opposite effect and slows down only after a few seconds in battle. Magma Ifrit was the first Hasbro exclusive Beyblade to ever appear in the anime, and it is the only unique burst Beyblade owned by a female blader. That's crazy. Takara told me you're sexist. Get cancelled on Twitter. I don't know what I'm talking about. Next fact. Acid Anubis was designed to be shaped as a perfect circle. Fang Fenrir was released in the Dual Cyclone Bay Stadium DX set, the first electronic Beyblade Burst stadium. Also, bonus fact, it is the worst Beyblade ever created. Gaia and Gabe were originally part of the Supreme Four before Louis moved from America to Japan. The owner of Jill Germagun tried to join BC Soul in the manga, but lost his spot to Rantaro. Lost Longness was the best-selling dual-layer Beyblade in Japan. Psychic Phantom released with the polished disc, which became one of the most competitive discs for a short period of time due to its smooth surface, which was ideal for spin steel combos. Baldor is the only dual layer to not have a prefix to its name. At the time of release, Ultra Chronos was the Beyblade with the most mode changes. It had 2 mode changes in its layer and driver. Also, technically you could take off the frame. Dread Bahamut was the last Takara Tomi's stock Beyblade to not have metal in its layer. Every Beyblade after him has metal in its layer. Isn't that crazy? Kurt, the owner of Beat Kukulkan, was the past champion before Free and God, but gave up because he couldn't find a challenge. Blast Genius was one of 3 Evolution Beyblades that kept its name from Japanese to the English dub. The other 2 are Drain Fafnir and Shelter Regulus. Drain Fafnir was originally based on the left spin version of single layer Valkyrie. That is why it has a similar triangle design to the Valkyrie line. Eclipse was created based on a design from a Koro Koro design competition. Curse Satan originally only had 4 wheels in its design. There is an error in the Beyblade Burst anime where Maximum Garuda was given teeth. When Orichalcum was released, its driver Octa was the heaviest Beyblade Burst driver. Shelter Regulus was the first Beyblade to feature a height-changing gimmick. At the time, many people feared that a height-changing burst Beyblade would cause the Beyblade not to burst. In Twin Nemesis Official Booster, it came with the Ultimate Reboot driver. However, in the anime, it is shown using the Jaggy driver. If you ever wondered why Archer Hercules looks like a lion, it's because in Greek mythology, Hercules killed the Nemean lion and used its golden impervious coat as protection. Air Knight originally had a design that looks almost exactly like King Helios. It's kind of funny because Air Knight's kind of like a bootleg Valkyrie, which makes Helios like a bootleg Valkyrie. Whatever, next fact. According to the author of Beyblade, Achilles and Aiga's whole character was based on the idea of failure and reconstruction. Emperor Fornius featured the Zero Disc to show connection between him and his teacher Shu Kurenai, whose Beyblade Spriggan Requiem also used the Zero Disc. We've gotten 4 different Phoenix Beyblades throughout the plastic, metal, Zero G, and Burst generations. Funny enough, each Phoenix Beyblade has a different type. Dronzer from the Plastic Gen is a balance type, Burned Phoenix from the Metal Saga is a stamina type, Thief Phoenix from Zero G is an attack type, and the Burst version of Phoenix is a defense type. Salamander is one of the few original Japanese Beyblades to get its own Hasbro evolution, Heat Salamander. The other Beyblade was Kirbyus with Shield Kirbyus. Orb Aegis and Bushin Ashura are the only two Beyblades that feature free-spinning rubber drivers. Vice Leopard was the first Beyblade in the anime to be repaired after breaking and not given an evolution. Death and Abyss Diablos never appeared in the Sparking anime, but did make an appearance in the manga with Delta. Dragon is one of the two Beyblades who have received an electric driver. The other Beyblade is of course Regalia Genesis. Judgment Joker's gimmick is based on gambling. It has a burst stopper on only one side, giving the Beyblade a 50-50 chance of landing on it depending on where it was hit. Heaven Pegasus and its owner Fang are part of the GT3. The GT3 were the strongest bladers in GT, consisting of Fang, Delta, and Blind. Honestly, the worst group in all of Beyblade, like they can't even compete with the Big Five or the Supreme Four. Apocalypse without the armor is harder to burst than with the Big Bang armor. Regalia Genesis was a Beyblade created from Imperial Dragon's electric driver and Apocalypse's infinite lock. It was meant to be an amalgamation of the strongest Beyblades out there. Helios in mythology is actually the son of Hyperion, which is kinda weird since the owner of Helios and Hyperion are brothers. If you take the prefixes from both Super Hyperion and King Helios and put them together, then you get the name of the Beyblade series these two Beyblades were introduced in, Super King. The 2D chassis released on Lucifer was originally on Uranus in the anime without the rubber. Solomon is the only rare Beyblade to have an official Takerotomi booster, recolor, and owner in the anime. Uranus was originally a prototype for Hyperion and Helios, but was made into a real Beyblade later on. Surprisingly, even though Takerotomi loves to give Beyblade drivers palm plastic, Dangerous Belial is the first protagonist Beyblade to feature this special type of plastic. Raphael is an archangel in mythology, which contrasts Bel and his Beyblade Dynamite Belial, which is portrayed to be a devil. And our final fact will be about Perseus. In Greek mythology, Perseus was the son of Zeus and the slayer of Medusa. Alright, so yeah, that was a fact about every single unique Beyblade ever released. I don't know if I missed one, I might have missed one. But if I did, tell me in the comment section below. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. It took a long time to make and get all these facts, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like and subscribe. That would be really nice. It's greatly appreciated and it really helps us out. Alright, that's going to be the end of the video. Thank you to my editor Riley for editing this video. And yeah, see you guys later. Have a nice day. LeftBurst out.